Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. So, I just want to do a brief walkthrough on the state of the world right now. Japan still has Singapore, and we're defending here. They've got a huge force. I've chosen not to use the nuclear weapons here, not because I don't want to, just because I think this territory is not... this was occupied territory when the Japanese are holding it, and it was occupied territory before that. Let's see. The reduction of the Japanese Navy by the United States, not really going well. Naval invasion happening here. We'll see if anything pans out there. USA has taken a lot of territory here. USA and allies over here. With that having been said, USA is focusing their efforts in Europe. We do have a landing here of Norway proper. And Denmark is holding Sjælland and these islands here. So that's interesting. Obviously, the Germans have got Ireland. Not super pleased about that, but it is what it is. And we're working on taking over Spain. Where is our... We've got an army on the way, but they decided to go around Africa, which was a little silly. I don't think it's unfair of me to call that a little silly. I'm going to pull some divisions off of here. To bring them into Menakshah's army over here in Europe. In Western Europe. So I think that's gonna fill out our forces in the European theater. I'm also toying with the idea of diluting the force over here and putting some more troops in our moving them into our mechanized army. But I kind of want to keep that army fully mechanized. Maybe just a few. Maybe just a few. We'll pull like 6 divisions over. So, these divisions will... go here and then transport. And before I forget, these divisions will go here and then transport. And then hopefully we won't have any issues. So, let's get back to our mobile advance here. Do have a few more divisions coming in. Where do I want to attack next? I think Valencia is a good target. My mechanized units are spread out all over the place. I think here is where I want to push through to the capital. So, let's reorient the front. Lengthening this front isn't necessarily the right call right now immediately, but it will be once these troops arrive, and they should be arrived. How long is it going to take for these units to get here? A month. Okay, so early on in August, we're expecting to have units in the zone here. In the area of operations. Alright, let's get an advance kicked off. As these units consolidate. Consolidate, I said. Consolidate. There we go. Beautiful. Why don't you just come on over here. You can move that way. Move forward. Whack against those units. You move here. You come this way. You this way. Oh, we're going really fast here. This is a very good... This is a very healthy... advance. Let's take the capital. Let's take the capital. Let's take the capital. Alright, Madrid is ours. Let's just start seizing territory down here. I don't think the enemy has the ability to coordinate a defense on the scale that would be needed to achieve victory against us at the moment. And if we can get to Valencia with these units, we can actually crack a major encirclement here. We just need to make sure that we don't get overstretched, because Spain can be a difficult situation if you're not being conscientious about your supply. And as you can see, our supply is a little bit dicey here. Let's just go ahead and shorten this front once again to bring this unit this way. I really hope our American friends are supporting here. We'll get this division in as well. I'm going to hold this attack for now, because we're strong on defense. And now the enemy has decided to weaken this area, so... Oh, I may have made a mistake here. Let's get to the capital. Beautiful. Alright, perfect. We are defending where we want to be defending. We're actually defending here. That's not ideal. But we are having a successful defense, so that is rock solid. Let's put some troops through here. Lock down Valencia just to make sure we hold this area. And then bam! There is an encirclement. So, let's get to work reducing that. I want to go quickly here. And we have a lend-lease from Italy. I don't know what type of equipment this is, so I'm going to decline. Let's get ourselves another agent. And we'll get this agent working on reducing resistance as well. We'll work on southern France. Or is this agent's working over here in northern France? Yeah. There we go. Alright. So that's going to be good for now. Did I want to get our elusive gentleman? I think I do. It's going to cost me some political power, but I got oodles of that with no end in sight. There's no end to the political power in sight. How's our division movement progress? Looking good. These units will get here in another 2 weeks, or thereabouts. Obviously, it'll take them some time to deploy to the front, but the Spanish army doesn't seem nearly equipped to take back what we have taken. And with this encirclement completed, I'm feeling extremely confident in my ability to hold them, as long as nobody decides to abandon their post. Alright. Let's get supporting here. And I think here. Our infantry divisions doesn't look like have had the ability to work on these fronts. How are our Mountaineer forces? Mountaineer forces are almost done training. In fact, we should bring them in shortly. Maybe one more day. Okay, we'll get this unit moving back here, because it's always fun to be on the defense. Mountain guns is complete. What else do we have over here? Any really good bonuses? There's some Mountaineer, and Doug Gracie will get some bonuses over here. Chindits, this gets Ord Wingate. Ooh, a new general. And he gets a special ability, reduced out of combat. Reduce non-combat out-of-supply penalties, reduce encirclement penalty, extra supply grace. That's pretty good. With that having been said... Oh, that's only tanks. Let's see. None of this is super useful. Being territorial force seems nice. Reestablish the Kyber rifles. Oh, I do like this. This seems fun. Let's do this. 3 hours till they're here. We'll be there before they will. Excellent. And our American friends are assisting with the reduction of this encirclement. I'm feeling pretty good about our overall capabilities here. Let's grab Valencia. While we're at it, just as long as we're over here, let's steal Valencia. These divisions moving in here. Beautiful. And that's an encirclement about to be reduced. And Valencia is ours. Wonderful. Let's actually... Hey, you're in the wrong army, pal. So, where do we want to attack next? I think... if we go south and east along the coast, that gets us a lot of ability to take territory. On the other hand, if I go north to Bilbao... Bilbao's on fire. What's going on over here? Did they blast the place? Looks like they might have. Or maybe it's my strategic bombing. Air units shot down en route to target. I don't love that, but it is what it is. Let's get some of these... Let's get some of our casts redeployed to this air zone. And yeah, I think... Let me see. Do we have a path through here that doesn't go through a bunch of mountains? Not really. So, let's instead sweep down the coast here. And we are going to have some mountain fighting, but not too much. Get these units on their way here. Sir, please take a train. Sir, please take a train. Sir, take a train. Sometimes they're not so good with instructions, the AI in this game. Now, these units are en route. Alright, beautiful. So we do have more units coming in. And we are working on the oil tech. Just making sure we're working on the oil tech, friends. Sometimes the oil tech needs to be worked on. We do have American support coming in, so we can safely get started on our advance here. I'm leaving the capital undefended, but there are American troops in the general vicinity. And as certain strategists have said, ooh, excellent. Shot down another enemy ace. As certain strategists have said, if you lose land, it can be taken back. If you lose men, you'll lose land and the men. Let's grab Alicante here. I think this American tank division can happily assist with that other work. Maybe not. Maybe Alicante is too hard for this one division. We'll send this infantry division over here to take that territory. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, you may not like it. This is what peak Hearts of Iron performance looks like. Wow, those are some hard Spanish infantry divisions. Gotta say, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the hardness of these divisions. They're standing up to my mechanized assault forces. Spain must have some big mountaineer bonuses or something. That must be what that is. That's what I'm assuming. And America has reinforced Madrid. So that's just fine. It also looks like our reinforcements have gotten here. Let's whack against this territory here. See if we can't get ourselves a tasty little encirclement here. Nice! Took down another enemy ace. Hey, beautiful. Nice, very good. Continue forward, please. Again, I'm trying to avoid attacking into mountains to the greatest extent possible. I want to go around them if I can. We control the Mediterranean, which is going to make supply easier. Please continue to advance. And just making sure I'm not unhinging my line too badly here. Let's take a quick pause and assess. I want to be over this river, right? Do I or don't I? I think I might not, actually. Once Almeria is ours, they won't have a supply point here. So if I go for a wide encirclement through Cordoba to Malaga, I could actually trap them all. These units are on their way, probably across the river to there. Yep, that is what it is. Hey, idiot, fight me when I'm defending. Alright, shorten this. Ooh, Almeria's looking a little tight. Almeria's looking a little tight. That's okay, though. Alright, we are over the river. Let's continue bashing forward. I think we go here, and then we attack this division. Because this division's under strength. Actually, this division's quite under strength. We send in the infantry here, but we send this unit here. Alright, let's go east of Malaga. Grab Cordoba with this unit. Alright. Enemy has troops here. But they are attacking us. Perhaps foolishly. This is an extremely risky maneuver because these divisions are very, very low on organization. But if I can turn this into an encirclement, I can have everything I desire. I actually need to leave that division there. This division needs to hold here. Then we've got infantry divisions coming in to reinforce. Let's start reducing. Do I have air superiority down here? I don't. Let's grab some... I thought I brought in all the CAS. Oh, this CAS is deploying here. Let's bring some fighters in. We'll select half. Oh, that's right. No select half for air wings. We'll bring these units in here to southern Iberia and have them redeploy to southern Iberia. Let's also grab half of our CAS, some of our better wings, and redeploy them here since most of the combat is happening in southern Iberia now. Beautiful. Again, this is just a hold down area maneuver here. This unit is nearly taking this province. Have you turn that way. Grab this division, move here. Beautiful. Oh, so clean. So clean. I know I'm counting my chickens to a certain extent. Hey, there's jet aircraft. Wonderful. Alright, so let's work on reducing that. These divisions can continue to thrust. I think we... Do we go for Ciudad Real and close this kind of pocket? I think maybe. Or maybe we go for the capital and grab Gibraltar. Jury's still out. Where's our other forces? Oh, they're here. Excellent. Excellent. That's wonderful. I see. I misunderstood the way this struck. You need to be a different color. You need to be blue. Wow. Perfect. Alright, much easier. Much easier to understand. So, we have some proper armies in here now, which is nice. Are you divided into two fronts? Not sure about that. These units are on the way, at least. So let's get going forward here. I just want to reduce this encirclement, make sure that this whole area of operations is squared away before we move back forward to continue our advance. Naval battle. British took out some Spanish destroyers there. That's just fine. Alright, now these units will redeploy over to here. And all that's looking good. So, yeah, I think the plan is thrust down through Sevilla. How's our industry situation? Still working on getting these increased. Got a shortage of steel, but an overage of aluminum, which we haven't had for a while. Feeling pretty jazzed about that, to be honest. Alright, that's looking much better. Obviously, you've been looking at this number for a while, and it hasn't been looking great, but my number of mechanized forces is pretty small, so I'm not actually too worried about that. How's my air forces? Got a little bit of an excess of strategic bombers. That's pretty cool, but fighters are not doing great. I'm going to increase the allocation of fighters to 20. I'll put them behind the artillery, but above the support equipment. That's obviously going to cost me a lot more aluminum, but I think I'll be able to... How much aluminum are we taking here? We got a little bit of steel here. Oh, not much aluminum here, friends. But we'll be getting some tungsten and chromium at least. So, where do I want to concentrate the mech forces? This area. This army can afford to be a little bit wider since it's got more units coming in. Sir? Sir, you need to step off. Stop resisting. This is the police. Team India, World Police. Who dares wins? Excellent. Oh, I love aces. Heck yes. Supply problems. If you're having supply problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, and supply hubs are definitely one of them. And we got another agent available. I'm just kind of picking these agents arbitrarily here. I'm just trying to get enough strength to reduce all the resistance in India held France, to be completely honest, because the territory is a little rough, a little bit heavy on resistance. Speaking of occupied territories, oh my goodness, hold on. Let's put military police in our garrisons. Oh my goodness, that was really dumb. I should have done that ages ago. Speaking of occupied territories, Spain. You're going to be on local police force for now. France, you're still on local police force. That's just going to have to be what it is. I do have the capacity to attack with infantry forces in some of these cases. So let's do a fun little encirclement at Malaga. Excellent. We'll actually pull another unit here to start putting pressure on that unit. And can I get there? I sure can. Just keep looking at everything else we're doing. Make sure my absolute love of encirclements is not causing me to dilute my line too much. Speaking of a diluted line, though, if we're going to be completely honest, sir, you need to come down here. Your expertise is needed elsewhere. Oh, you're on defense. Not anymore. Shove this unit off Gibraltar? I think we can. We'll bring in an infantry unit to support. Right, defending there. Attack here. Again, ideally, we grab Gibraltar first, because Gibraltar is a port, and with no port, they won't be able to withdraw. And everyone loves encirclements, or at least I do, as you know. Beautiful. That encirclement is made. Bulgaria is in a civil war. Excellent. Alright, so we've made a lot of progress. When the episode started, we were north of Valencia. Now we're all throughout this area. British got a little bit of territory in the state of Sevilla, but I think that's just kind of inevitable. Infantry support forces have come in. We've continued to deal damage to the and reduce the size of the Spanish force, even as we bring in more of our own troops. And I'm feeling pretty good about that. How close are we to the end of the episode? We actually got a little bit longer. So let's continue moving forward. Are we in the right air zone still? Yes.
Hey, come on.
So these are infantry units. Some of our units are getting a little bit low on strength, so I'm gotta be a bit conscientious. I can't just... I can mostly bash forward with these mechanized units, but I can't be completely off my rocker with it. Let's continue working on these tank parts. Just buying a little bit more resources. I'll get some steel from Free France now that I can. This unit will need to move in here. Wow, we are going wherever we want to go. We've, I think we've dealt so much attrition to the enemy that they've kind of lost their ability to successfully redeploy to fill in gaps in their line. We're going fast. We are going fast into here. Beautiful. Always nice to wind up on defense when you're mechanized, because mechanized are the last word in defense pretty much in the entire game structure. Now you might be asking, why am I not using tanks for this? And the answer is because they don't seem like, ever since the big tank update, they kind of haven't been as good. Excellent. Who dares wins. It's another ace pilot being promoted. We got some British troops coming in here to support our advance. We're taking Portugal a second time. Okay, we got a little bit of a breach. A line breach. That's okay, though. We can rectify this with reasonable action. In fact, we kind of have the ability to push in all areas here. Although I'm wary of, I'm going to be conscientious about doing that too much, because obviously pushing with infantry is very loss intensive. Beautiful. Get working on this one as well. Iberia is coming along. I can go a little longer. A little bit low on time, but I can go a little longer. If I can make an encirclement happen here, I can make the enemy regret pushing into my territory. Obviously, my mechanized units are a little bit low on organization, so I'm... 3 dockyards. Oh, wow. The United Kingdom exerts influence on Turkey. Well, what if they stopped? What if they didn't do that? The Mediterranean has long been a region of great strategic value to the imperial influence of the United Kingdom. Now the British government is looking to further support from countries in the region. To that end, they have appointed a special consul to the Turkish state. Considering the centuries of fierce competition for naval supremacy in the Mediterranean, whether they are successful in bringing the two countries together remains to be seen. The British are exerting their influence. Alright, that is all we've got time for today, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.